I'm gonna tell you that I need you. I need you every day.
So I was just sat on the sofa at home, whoa, bored as anything, and you're just passing time, and I thought, hey, why not? Let's get it back outside and do some running. Just getting back into the swing of things with running, and as you know, coming from cross-country skiing to running, and we brought this thing. We're gonna just do like easy run, pick up some litter, trash, garbage, whatever you want to call it. It's important to keep nature clean, isn't it? Oh yeah, and of course I want to give you kind of my very first impressions of these new Adidas TERREX Speed Ultra shoes. They look good, but are they good? Half a bag full, lots of fresh air, and well, look, views like this make it all worthwhile, doesn't it? Yeah, the shoes I know we want to talk about them. Where it belongs. So I was just thinking, yesterday's run was only 6 kilometers, and I can't really give a good first impression just off of that. So now I've done 3 runs and about 20 kilometers. And I think that's probably a good enough amount for me to be able to give a full, not full review, but a full first impressions review. No shoe reviews complete without the specs, right? Let's just take the shoe off. So here it is in all its glory, the Adidas TERREX Speed Ultra. Shoe manufacturers make such a massive name out of shoes these days. Ultra Speed Pro Mach 2. But either way, I paid for this shoe by myself, €200. Yeah, quite a hefty amount, and it's not got a carbon plate in it. The shoe is part of Adidas's TERREX lineup, and TERREX is their trail running collection. Comes in quite a good weight for a trail running shoe of 240 grams. It's 27mm stack in the heel and 19 in the forefoot, giving it an 8mm drop from heel to toe. The shoe is meant to be part of their racing lineup, so I have a size 46 2/3. I don't actually know the weight in my size. Considering that the Hoka Speed Goat 4 is plus 300 grams, 240 is pretty light. Moving on to the sole, it's got a full Continental rubber sole there with multi-directional lugs that go forwards and backwards. The lug depth is 2.5 millimeters, so it is actually geared towards hard ground running more so than soft ground. Soft ground, I mean muddy trails basically. The shoe does have a torsion system and a torsion plate. It's not so visible because it's just this little bit outcut here, but I assume it's like the Boston 9 in the Boston series. Midsole wise, it has a top layer of light strike and a bottom layer in the midfoot to the heel of Boost. Color wise, well, that's all personal. I actually really liked the color when I looked at it online, but I'm on the fence at the moment if I like it in actual real life. So I would say that this shoe, if I had to kind of like compare it to something, what would I say it is? The Adidas Boston 9, which I absolutely love running in, is a trail version of that. And that's one of the reasons why I bought this shoe, because I love the Boston 9 so much that I really wanted to have a trail running shoe that, you know, I just fell in love with as well. So the all-important first impressions, I've done 20 kilometers in them now. So it's quite a fast running shoe, I would say, light on the foot, and it kind of feels like you don't have so much cushioning or stack height, especially in that forefoot area. It also runs quite narrow, I would say, through the midfoot. That's pretty true for the Adizero lineup of the Boston and the Adios shoes that I have. I have a medium narrow foot, and that's perfect for me. So with this shoe being geared to being a hard ground shoe, I was a little bit skeptical for my usage. I live in Finland and there's a lot of mud and there's a lot of like roots and rocks sticking out all over the place. So I was a little bit wary of only having 2.5 millimeter lug depth. But actually, I've been pleasantly surprised. It's been super grippy, as you've probably seen in some of this B-roll, going up on wet, slippy rocks and also muddy terrain. I don't think you should bat it off on that claim, and some people might be a little bit concerned of, you know, lack of cushioning underfoot. It's something I actually really enjoy and like to have, like, I wouldn't say minimal because there's still 19 millimeters up there. Nowadays, we're really getting into the era of the running shoe that has like maximal cushioning, and maximal cushioning doesn't always necessarily mean that it's like the perfect type of cushioning. Here you get a real good feeling when you're running of what you're running on. You do feel in control. I yet to do a long run in it, so as I said, this is only first impressions, but it'll be interesting to see how it fares on a long run, and obviously the impact that goes through the body. The grip I have high esteem for, because the Continental grip on all my other Adidas shoes has fared up really well, and after 900 kilometers on the Adios 5s, I still hardly see any wear and tear on that. Materials wise, it's got this kind of mesh upper here, and it's not a soft fabric, so I think it's going to be quite a durable fabric and shoe in general. And obviously when you're on the trails hitting rocks and roots and getting wet and everything, that's going to be really good. The shoe does have a gusseted tongue. I mean, that's pretty standard these days, but it's quite nice, thin tongue there, and the upper fabric isn't too thick as well. You can see pretty much quite through it. I'd say the heel counter is something actually that I really do like. It's minimal, but it does have a little bit of padding there and a little bit of a solider, more solid structure. So it's not, you know, like completely flapping over. So it does give you a nice tight or lockdown through that heel area, and that's really important that your feet aren't moving around, especially on the trails, because when you're going up and down and you're jamming your feet, you don't want them to be hitting the end of the shoe, and that's how you end up getting black toenails. 200 euros for a trail running shoe, wow, that's quite a lot. You know, carbon plated shoes that are on the market nowadays, probably around 200 euros as well. So it's probably on the top end of prices there, without any kind of like groundbreaking new technologies, or I don't know, something that's going to make you faster, injury free. But at the same time, that's probably one of the things that I'm going to enjoy about the run. There is no special new thing in it. It is a running shoe that I've enjoyed before, kind of. It also stays true to what the running shoe is. Well, that's all subjective and my opinion. Right, I'm going to get the shoe back on and carry on running. If If you've got any comments or questions about the shoes or anything else, then obviously leave them down in the comment section and I will get back to you. I hope you enjoyed this first impression review. Plenty more to come. Obviously I'll be sure to bring the full review, but I always wait 100 kilometers before I do a full review. Hope your running's going well and everything else in life, and we'll catch up in the next video.